So my uncle was All India rank 1 somewhere in 1980s when the pass percentage was hardly 2 to 3 percentage, and he has been passing on these great tips to all of us so that we could crack our C examination. And I am bringing all those tips just for you in this video so that you can be CA ready. Want to be ready for your CA examination? Then I bring to you some very interesting tips on how to crack your examination. So I belong to a family filled with chartered accountants who are first time chartered accountant, rank holders, and a lot of those merits are added to my family. So my uncle was All India rank 1 somewhere in 1980s when the pass percentage was hardly 2 to 3 percentage, and he has been passing on these great tips to all of us so that we could crack our C examination. And I am bringing all those tips just for you in this video so that you can be CA ready. I'm Megha Bansali, Indian Qualified Chartered Accountant. I've cleared all my 3 attempts in the very first attempt. I'm also an ACCA. So let's start discussing how you should go about preparing for your CA examination. First of all, for all your law, IDT and DT subjects, you should try and study from the Bare Act because you get the original source of the law. You can understand the law very much better from the Bare Act. Then if you're not able to understand some part or some sections, you could refer to the study material for those parts and just move on accordingly, and then solve your questions from your practice manual or from whatever material you're using. So please use Bare Act as the source. Do not try and directly jump onto questions and then work reverse way, because what is important is the knowledge. The knowledge of the law is very much important, and that is what will be tested in your examination. The second tip that I have for you is whenever you're studying, just don't study what the topic is saying. Try and understand why it is so. Because when you try and remember the logic of any standard, any law, or any particular formula, you will retain that particular information very well. And even if you haven't studied that one day before your examination, considering the huge volume of syllabus in CA, you can still be able to relate some part of it and write it in the examination. One best way to kind of remember things in the examination is through examples. So this is what I used to do. If I'm trying to read a particular concept, I would try and put in an example or try and relate it to a company, so that I can retain that particular topic or concept well. So you could use that to retain the knowledge. The third important tip is when you're studying, please try and blend your practical and your theoretical subject. Don't try and just do one subject throughout the day. It is not going to help. You're going to get too bored from that subject. So how you could go about studying is probably typically first 1 hour could be a theory, or you could do an accounting standard, auditing standard, followed by a practical subject. Take a break, again do little theory, and then practical subject. So that way you will have a good balance between theory and practical throughout the day. Also, you will be in touch with all the subjects. I often see students doing this mistake where they just do 15 days accounts, then they do 15 days DT, and after a month they forget everything in accountancy. So please don't do that. Have a balance between theory and practical and try and pick all the subjects together so that you are in touch with the subject. So that's another tip that I have. Tip number 4, please do not spend too much time mugging up section numbers and standard numbers. It is not so important. You won't believe it, but I do not remember any section or any standard number. I never stated them in any of my CA examination. In fact, even in my ACCA examination. See, what the examiner is looking at is your knowledge, not your memory skill. So if you're trying to remember the section number but do not remember the content of the section, it's a big fail. So that could be one of the reasons why you're getting trapped in the fail loop, because you're not focusing on the concept, you're focusing on the numbers and the sections. Please don't do that. So don't focus too much on your section number or on your standard number. The next tip that I have for you is please do not rot learn for your CA examination. Though the paper pattern is just solving based, or it is more like replicating what is in the text, but rote learning is not going to help you. It is again what is the knowledge, what is the concept that you know is going to help you. So please do not mug up stuff. Don't try and remember definitions, as it is not going to help you in any of your paper. Because trust me, you forget one small thing in the concept, you're going to be hell confused in the examination, which you don't want. So just be confident, know the concept, know the logic behind that particular concept, and you will pass your examination with great marks. Lastly, please practice all your answers. Try and write your answers in a 3 hour setting way before your examination. I would recommend at least 2 months before your examination, you are doing a 3 hour paper, because CA is typically a very, very, I would say, lengthy course wise. So if you're doing it 2 months before, you know which topic is weak, which is not. And please do a trend analysis of which topic is coming more frequently. Sometimes it does help, though the CA paper is quite surprising every time, but still it will help you somewhere. And lastly, do not look at the length of the answer. The quality matters more than the quantity in CA examination. You would be quite surprised if I tell you that, I have probably written a half a page answer for even a 7 or 8 mark question. I had never focused on the quantity. I always felt, okay, I know so much about the concept, this is what I'm going to write. So please do that. Do not try and overwrite in the examination, because you're not going to complete your paper. Completing the paper is very, very important in your CA examination. Hope you found my tips useful, and hope you got to learn some different tips which have not been discussed elsewhere, because these, I would say, are my family tips, and that which has been passed on to a lot of us who have cleared their CA examination in my family. In case you require any kinds of assistance, or you require some guidance to pass your CA examination, you can definitely get in touch with me. Details are given here. All the very best for your examination, and guys, please do subscribe to my channel, like my video, do comment below how you found the tips and any topic that you want me to make video on. And please share this video with people who are pursuing CA or who are looking for such tips. We'll be back with more such tips. Till then, take care.